Hey, the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any other party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language. Hey! You're so
Future Bachelor Podcast.
What about that chorus, though? Yeah, Come on. Woo. All right, let's start this show. That was a weird-ass song.
Oh, wow. I guess because I knew, like, the da-da-da-da, they do, I think it, like,
You know we're about our samples here on Future
it's
Bachelor.
a lighted
Centuries.
up Centuries by Fall Out Boy.
Oh, well.
sorry, Sai.
No, now we're... Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's start the show. It's Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Courtney.
Hey, Courtney's in the building. What's
I'm
up?
back, baby.
Fan favorite. One of my favorites.
The OG compadre.
Yes.
OG.
All right, so what were we talking about? Sorry. Before I so rudely interrupted.
So that was a sample in a Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah, the da-da-da-da-da, like, so let me untold.
Okay, hold on. I think we should just play it. So,
good
because I want to hear it.
history.
Yeah.
I mean,
Centuries.
Awful singing.
and it has that da 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 da.
Yeah, the very song or start of the
Oh
song.
yeah. That's hot.
Some legends untold, some turn to dust, some to gold, but you will remember.
I like how they slowed it down and stuff. But yeah, Fall Out Boy, man.
Damn.
Yeah, it brought me back to like feel like a '90s movie or something.
Yeah. I mean, I was
You're
like,
walking
why
through a
is this
coffee shop, like that's what they always did. And
Yeah, because coffee shops first became like, you know, popular as a thing. Like before then, like, you know, you didn't just like go to it.
coffee shops are
was-
still popular.
That was the original dating chat room.
Interesting. How so?
Think Friends style.
Oh, so
They
you just
meet-
kind of like went in there and you maybe like saw somebody else drinking
Exactly.
coffee. And
You make eye contact across the room.
that's creepy. That song sounded creepy.
It's like a bar, but like caffeine.
No, that's
It's
weird.
a bar, but in the daytime.
That's like, I mean, like, don't you take dates? I mean, I don't know. I'm always like certain looking.
Yeah, I guess I've been trying to offer the coffee date now, but I mean, it's not like something I just go to. Like, I'm not like, let me go to the coffee shop and work today.
See, and even you saying that, it sounds weird in a modern age. It feels like
does.
it's supposed to be like
Right.
back in the 90s, back before the
just feel
digital
like it's a
age.
cool-
I want to go to
safe.
the e-cafe.
Yeah, I feel it's cool, safe, and cheap for a date. So, especially when you're pulling them off a dating app. So, anyways,
All right.
personal. How you guys doing, V? How was your last week? What'd you guys get into?
Courtney, do you want to go first?
Yeah, what'd you do, Courtney?
So another lovely day in the neighborhood.
Okay, Mr. Rogers.
How was it?
I mean, it was actually a very chill, low-key weekend. We just got back from Philly 2 weeks ago to see my
yeah, I saw
dad.
that.
First visit in Philly, sweet city. If you haven't checked it out yet.
It looks cool. It looked cool from your Instagram.
And Friday, our neighborhood, every first Friday of the month, they do First Friday parties, basically, and it
That's
rotates
fun.
the neighborhood. And usually there's a theme. This one was country music themed.
Okay.
It was not nearly as exciting as I hoped it would be.
Do you have like boots or like what did you wear?
Oh, I'm so proud.
Hold on. So you're saying that you like go above and beyond and no one else does?
People did like Western get-ups, but
Okay.
I expected, I don't know, Garth Brooks or something to be blasting as I walked over,
Right.
and it was not that, and it was raining, so I kind of have to give them that kind
Okay.
of benefit.
Were they
of the
playing like
doubt.
Little Nas X instead?
I did not hear Old Town Road at all.
What?
You should have, honestly.
Dude, this
come
party
on.
sounded like it sucked.
But
No offense.
I wanted to do some kind of funny, so I did the cliche girl in a country song.
Oh, okay.
So I did
that's so fun. It's like were you wearing
Red-
tiny like lips?
tiny. I actually went out to Forever 21 because that was the only place I could find in Jacksonville that had them in stock. I went and bought a mini jean skirt with fringe on the
Yes.
end.
Wow.
I did a bathing suit top. I had a shirt that I ordered that has Alan Jackson. It says hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Oh my god.
Red lips, my
So
cowboy
why? No
boots,
one else
everything.
was like dressed up? And
No, I was the most outrageous person there, and I felt so ridiculous.
You're like, oh. I know, because like otherwise you're like, yeah, look at me, theme. I'm doing it up. People are gonna love it. But then when everyone else is like dressed down too much, and you're like, hey, look at me, I'm looking like an idiot.
Yeah, that was it. So,
Like,
Well, that's what's
otherwise,
up.
I mean, we got to meet a couple people that we haven't met in the neighborhood yet, so that was nice.
because how long have you guys lived there?
1 year. We just hit 1 year in the house.
Annie.
Congrats.
Happy Annie.
Happy
Thank
Annie.
you.
Well, what did you get into, V?
Oh, I had my girls' weekend, so I got to see
yeah.
some of my childhood best friends this weekend. There was 9 of us in this awesome cabin, like a 3-story kind of cabin situation in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, like right in the Smoky Mountains. I'm honestly disappointed that we didn't see any bears because there's like 3 different postings in this, like, you know, VRBO like cabin that had like, you know, if you see a black bear, this is how you deter it, this is how you should handle it. And I was like, all right, let's go, ladies, like we know how to handle this bear.
You gotta take like sticks and just crack them.
My
together.
friend was a ranger. My friend who's a teacher for the past several summers, she would go to different national parks and like work as a ranger and education specialist and stuff. So like she knows it all too. And we're like, all right, we're ready to do this. Heck yeah. And we didn't see one bear. I'm a little upset about it. And then
A lot of
should have
people want
left
to see
some trash.
bears. Like they kill people.
Yeah, you should have just left some trash
You
outside.
had a good weekend.
I mean, yeah, but I wanted to like see one from afar.
It's not like
But yeah, but we
Disney.
went hiking and it was fun. And downtown Gatlinburg is really tacky and cheesy.
It
like,
is.
There's like it's like very it's like, oh, everyone's here to be in the mountains and do stuff. So they're like, let's make
Did you
it a
do
thing.
moonshine tours and everything?
We didn't do much of that. I would kind of wish we did do a little bit. Like we were there so in and out. Like we got there on Friday afternoon. We did. So the best part of it was we did little PowerPoint presentations about ourselves because a lot of us haven't seen each other. Like the large part of the group was my friends who still live up in the Chicagoland area. A couple of them were our friends that are a set of twins. One that lives in Minneapolis, one that lives in Tennessee, and then there's me from Atlanta, and then my friend Kelsey who lives up in DC. So like some
Holy
of us
cow.
just like haven't seen each other, like or like we haven't all been all together and caught up in years. So like I've seen like parts of the group here and there, but whatever. So we're like, okay, instead of like everybody asking the same questions to each other and people having to repeat themselves 50 bajillion times, why don't we do like a fun PowerPoint presentation where we all have to like do specific slides on like our job, where we live, if we have a significant other, like significant things that have happened in the past couple of years. And it was really fun to like play it out and like have a good time. We were drinking some claws. We were, you know, just having a fun time. We were being silly. And so it was just fun to
I
like,
think that's
we
such a
did
great
walk-up songs. We
idea.
each got to pick like a walk-up song.
What?
Yeah, I did a PowerPoint presentation party once.
Yeah, so it was
pretty
fun,
fun.
and it was just like the best way to like everybody, because then after each one, you know, we would have question and answer periods, and then people could like ask questions about like
Right.
our lives. So then it wasn't like, yeah, then you weren't doing the shit where it's like you've already like told whoever everything about your job or everything about like your boyfriend or whatever, and then have to like be talking in a different conversation and someone be asking the same shit like,
Yeah.
over and over again. So it was great because then we were all on the same page and we could like go about our weekend and like talk about whatever the fuck
And it
else we
takes like
wanted.
2 hours to do that, and then yeah, like you said, you go the rest of the weekend and just talk about other shit.
Yeah,
that just
plus then
comes
we
up.
were just, you know, drinking, having a good time. It was like a great way to like start the weekend off. So it was fun.
Yo, whose phone keeps going off?
I'm so sorry.
Is that
that
yours?
is mine.
I'm like,
I thought it was
I'm like
mine.
trying to like stay on. I'm like, I'm like, someone is blowing you up.
Do that
Courtney
as far
just
away
threw
as I
her
can.
phone. Everybody watching YouTube saw her just toss
She was like,
it.
nope, no more. Well, that's what's up. Yeah, I just went back to Orlando, and then I celebrated my friend Taylor's graduation with her doctorate.
That's so dope.
you know,
Congrats
in
to her.
teaching and stuff. So
Yeah, that's
and education.
incredible.
But
So
yeah,
is she like going to be a professor?
I don't know. Like they all like want to be. I think like I mean, there's like different levels to it. So I think the next thing
levels
is to
to
try
this
to be like being principals and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow.
Superintendents and all
Oh,
that.
that's
but
awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I'd rather
I
be in
think-
the office side of that thing.
And then like there's like big administration
Honestly.
sides of it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're in charge of like all the people that are in charge of all the people that are, you know, in charge of the teachers or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. So
Charge.
yeah, I mean,
Da,
you-
da, da, da,
regardless,
charge.
we got pretty lit on Friday night, and then I just kind of chilled in with my brother and our brother-in-law,
And
my
your
sister,
pregnant
and
ass
stuff.
sister.
My pregnant ass sister. So yeah, it was pretty much our weekend. I mean, I got back. Now I'm going to head out to like Colorado next week, so I've just been on planes
Wait, you're going to Colorado this weekend?
this week. Yeah.
Holy
on Thursday.
I didn't know
cow.
you were going to Colorado this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to Denver tomorrow.
What do you have
Oh,
anything
you're
planned? Are
seeing
you
like
visiting
stuff
people?
at Red Rocks, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Red Rocks. I'm going to see Dave Chappelle and
That's
Jon Stewart.
right. I did
What?
know this. Never
I'm
mind.
Yep.
so jealous.
Bucket list stuff. So I'm
My
like,
timeline is just all screwed up.
yeah, I know. I'm
We've both been like in and out so much. We're like, what is time?
it's crazy too because like I booked all these trips like one of them I booked them a long time ago. Then you book a short one in between, and then it's like you have another one.
That's what's happened with whenever people like you're gone every other week. I'm like, yeah, I booked like half of these like months ago, and then these other 2 I like threw in last minute.
Right. So I mean, I'm traveling a lot, but it's kind of exhausting. Like it's starting to wear on me a little bit. But regardless, why don't we get into some maybe I don't know quick hits?
Yeah.
We got a lot of them to get through, and it's gonna be a pretty like juicy episode.
Juicy
because, you know, Bachelor in Paradise is back, so I had a lot to say about this. So.
All right, so quickly, so some viral tweets this week that had me chuckling. So first one is there's this trend going on. I didn't even know about it until recently. It's finding your number neighbors. So you know your phone number. You change. Your neighbors are the ones that are one number above or below. So like if your last number is 39, your ones below would be 38 or 40. Like so whatever, blah blah blah. Those are your last digit. So people have been doing that, texting their number neighbors, there's just been so many funny tweets. Like this guy like was texting whoever, and like he was an older guy who was like probably like the kid who was texting like probably like his dad's age, and then he was asking him for advice about love and stuff, and it was so cute because like it was actually like sweet advice. The dad was all like, you know, like I've been in love with my wife for however many years, and like it was like so cute.
It's so weird. How do you open up that conversation texting some random person that could be across the country or the world from you, and you're like, hi neighbor?
Well, they can't be across they have to be within like your same, well, they might be across. I mean, I guess for me, I'm here and I've got an area code for back home, so I guess yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like people like get connected. Like, remember that time someone called me, and then they asked me what I do. I'm like, well, I have a podcast, and then they were like, oh, that's cool.
That's right.
Yeah, and so like then we're like, she still like likes my pictures on Instagram.
What?
That's
fucking funny.
Yeah.
I was here for that.
Yeah, so I mean, people can definitely connect on that level, but at the same time, that's annoying as hell.
But then there's some people who are like calling their number neighbors and then sending them pictures like of their face being all like, if we real neighbors, you answer the phone. Like,
what?
So it's like, I feel like it's a weird trend. I haven't tried it personally, just because I don't know where that could go.
Is there any more White Claws over there, by the way?
No, I don't know. Is there one?
There is.
Oh.
It's the last one.
All right, cool. I'm a little parched. Your boy needs to get to sleep tonight, too. This White Claw's going to help. You know, what else went viral this week?
Come on.
Oh, for the microphone? Yeah.
What are you doing? Okay, there's another tweet.
There we go.
After, like, the shootings that have happened this past weekend, there's been some discussion around what is considered an assault rifle and like why those should be banned, whatever. And there's a tweet that went out, you know, being like, if you're out here defending assault rifles and you are trying to say that this isn't, or like whatever, you're part of the problem, whatever. But then some guy replied to it saying like, I have a question for those of us, like from those of us in rural America. What am I supposed to do when there's 30 to 50 feral hogs that storm my yard within 5 minutes where my small children play?
Is this a video?
I feel so bad laughing.
Oh, a tweet.
This is a tweet.
Is he? Hold on. Was he serious though?
I believe so. I believe he was being serious. And like then, you know, the rest of the thread like was totally making fun of him. And there's been so many other like offshoot memes about like 30 to 50 feral hogs or like 30 to 50 feral whatever. And it's just been like but it was just
that's a big like
first of all, like 30 to 50?
You're just like kind of doubling it.
Where are these hogs? And okay, and his profile picture, the person who had tweeted this, his profile picture was like of a like Arkansas like Razorback hog. So like obviously I'm guessing he's in Arkansas, but like I don't like 30 to 50. Where are they all coming from? I don't like. Are they just like his kids go outside and all of a sudden they're like, do and they're like going.
No, hogs
like
are
meerkats
dangerous.
or something.
Oh, I'm not saying that they're. I'm not saying that they're
they got
not.
like sharp ass teeth. They're like dangerous.
I know, but 30 to 40, 30 to 50
animals.
feral hogs are coming into like, and people were like, well, maybe put up a fence.
Well, what? He's gonna do it while they're there?
Why are you shooting when your children are out playing? Like there's like so many things to unpack.
But he said that my children are outside and there's 30 to 50 wild feral hogs.
In my yard where my small children are playing.
What else do we got?
So speaking of the shootings, as this is a continued like thing that keeps happening in this country, there's been more mass shootings than there is days currently of the year. Khalid is doing his part because El Paso is one of the most recent ones, and he calls El Paso his hometown. He was kind of like an army brat, but like El Paso is where he spent most of his formative years, and that kind of like is where he started his career and everything in music. But he's going to do a benefit concert in the wake of the tragedies, especially because like the El Paso one was very much so race and immigration driven, and that was the stuff around that. So he is definitely doing his part, and I love seeing these different celebrities or people with large platforms doing things to actually raise money and do stuff, and not just do thoughts and prayers, which is one of our former episodes that we have talked about. It's like good to actually see some people doing shit, 'cause it's not like our government is
wanting to take action.
Yeah, so that's like
also like it's very easy for people to get scared to like go there and perform.
Yeah,
even though like the person is captured or whatever, you still get like scared to go to that place,
yeah, I mean,
like it's gonna happen exactly there again.
Like it's scary. Like it's just scary because like people are like, okay, I can't go to a garlic festival like the one in California that was like last weekend.
Right.
I can't go to a Walmart. I can't be just like out.
You can't be in church.
At a church. I can't even just be like out at the bars and not have to worry about like somebody just potentially like killing me.
It's insane
for like no reason, or for like a like xenophobic reason, or like a racist reason, or things like that.
The crazy part is like now like there's like psychopaths that are filming it and stuff, and it's just like
no.
Well, it's like the internet is like a host to this whole thing where it's like there's.
I mean, do you seen people that have like killed themselves like on Facebook or like just going live and stuff? It's just like people do it like. It's like now it's like a whole like and that's like, stuff that we never really seen before.
And they've got like it's like a whole like subculture, an evil subculture of like people, like putting manifestos.
I wouldn't say like it's also evil stuff. I just think like people have never seen it before, and maybe we're like desensitized from all the stuff that we actually watch, like that is fake on TV.
Yeah, I guess I was talking more about like the manifestos and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, there are people that do that type of stuff, but
people who did
and it's just like it's just in hate, like So, and it's just they're just sick people. Like you can't.
Yeah, and like their rhetoric is being enforced by a current administration, so it's a little.
Right, but even then, like that's not even an excuse. Like those people are just sick. Like they're, that's no excuse to kill a person, so
I mean people are doing stuff, and it's just like, and I hate when it's just all being put behind the mental health, where it's like it's not only mental health, like people are being thought of like people have communities that are reinforcing their ideas that are extremely hateful.
I came across a tweet where they were saying like it's people that are people should get back to organizations that instill, I don't know, just better qualities and better morals and things like that. And one of the other people commented and said, well, they are a part of an organization. It's just not that kind of organization. Because it's these online groups. It's these like,
but I mean, I think people, if you hate is stupid, but if you want to hate something, go for it. But there's like a difference between that and like violence, like what I'm saying. And,
but like it's like, hate fueled violence,
right?
Like so you can hate things, but you can't like be also like out here like these people just like are hating people like of other races or whatever, and like just taking it upon themselves to this is what I'm gonna do because this is what is the right thing to do, and then going out and doing it.
I just wonder if there's like people out there that would never do it, but they're like, hell yeah, like they're like rooting for people to do that.
That's like what these communities are. Like there's people like these people like the person
like
that did the El Paso
shooting
loved was like rooting on, like there's people who rooted on like the Christchurch shooting in New Zealand. Like people who were like, yeah, way to go, like you killed those people. Like that's what people are doing.
Yeah, I don't like really talking about it on here.
But I mean, I think it's important. I thought it was something.
No,
we
it's
had
definitely
to, like,
important.
Kind of bring
yeah,
up.
we've got to highlight it.
Yeah, graphic, and it just sucks. Like we're around it all day at work too.
Right.
So
I mean,
but this is our world we live in. You're right. I think about it too. Like just like how safe it is just to stay inside. Like just to.
But it's like why we shouldn't have to like live our lives that way.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be.
What is the answer?
That's a very loaded question.
Yeah,
right.
My answer is better gun laws and also, squashing toxic masculinity, because the large majority of these people who are doing these killings are men that feel like that's like within their right to do that or have that kind of power.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I think all of them can probably have all their different cases of what's wrong with them and why they're choosing to do this stuff. But, yeah, I mean, in general, though, I think it's more, there's a bunch of things that I don't think you can stop it, though. Like, even if you do get rid of guns and stuff, like, people are always going to find a way to hurt people if they want to.
I mean, yeah, but it could be, like, way less. Like, I mean, Australia totally, like, after they had, like, a couple of mass shootings and stuff like that, they created a whole new system, and they haven't had one in years. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, kind of like, there's definitely things that can be done, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But change is hard these days, it looks like.
Anywho, so let's move along to lighter news with the Hadid sisters.
Oh, goodness.
First up, Bella Hadid and The Weeknd are on the outs for like whatever many time they are.
Thank God.
Thank God, because
The
Weeknd is going to be coming out with new music.
What?
Yes.
And we all know he's a sexy, tortured soul.
That's what I was saying.
That is
like,
the
he just
best description I've ever heard.
Sexy tortured soul.
He's a sexy, tortured soul.
He like dates a girl for 2 years, breaks up with her, drops an album. Like, that's the formula.
Has it really been 2 years?
I mean, they were on and off.
Yeah. I mean, but they were a thing for sure.
I mean, yeah, they were a thing for a while. Then there was a period of time in between where he dated Selena, and then he started dating Bella again.
True. Got it.
Selena's
with an S.
Selena's. Anything for Selena's.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
But I don't know.
You know what else is a good movie? Enough by Jennifer Lopez. I love that one too. I don't know why she kicks ass in it.
I really want to see.
She has like a whole like Home Alone thing at the end.
I want to see the Hustle movie.
I can't wait to see Hustle because like honestly,
I like J-Lo movies.
I love J-Lo movies like Made in Manhattan, The Wedding Planner.
Made in Manhattan is so fantastic.
So good.
It's the best Cinderella tale.
Our little J-Lo rant right now.
We love J-Lo.
Yeah, in this house.
We love J-Lo.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of the other Hadid sister, Gigi, she has been seen on multiple dates this week with my man's Tyler C. Right after, like immediately after Tyler had left Alabama Hannah's place, where they definitely had sex. Like she had the face. He looked like he was just like leaving another business deal.
That's what I'm saying.
He looked like he was like on to the next.
Yep. I feel like this is a theme with these Bachelor Nation people.
Tyler has figured out the game. He is in the game now, and he is killing it.
See, that's how you do it, though. If you're gonna do it, that's how you do it.
He's single. They're single. Everyone's single. Like whatever.
And apparently, like Hannah really doesn't care. I mean, from what I've seen in interviews and with her and everything, she is like so open. She's so happy that she's free and able to do whatever she wants. I think she felt like a little
snubbed, but I think she's like,
she can't do anything about it.
We're both single, and I'm like, yeah, you're both single. You can both make your own. Also, like, you didn't choose him. Like, you don't have like any right over him. Like,
that was your fault.
Yeah.
So, that's what's up, dude. Getting in with the models.
Getting in with.
I mean, that's I wouldn't say that's the best crowd. That's not a bad crowd. If you're able to get in with the model crowd right out of a reality show, get it.
That's what I'm telling you, though. Like, this show is like become like hyper like
this show has become
like,
just like
it's part of society, and
yeah,
I don't even know
like
it was like everyone liked it like when we started this show, but like, and I know we weren't the first like Bachelor podcast or whatever, but I'm just saying like it's smart to do one, like, you know what I'm saying, like now it seems a little silly if like
no, we don't want people muddying our waters.
Well, I'm just saying though, if someone started a Bachelor podcast now in our circle and stuff, they'd be like, wait a second, you know that we have a Bachelor podcast and you're starting your own Bachelor.
We come after them.
It just seems a little silly.
We know.
But I mean, it's really not though. Like, everyone has their own opinions and does all this stuff differently. But with that being said, I think it's pretty cool that like, Bachelor has become such like, guys talk about it, adults talk about it, kids talk about it. Like, I was on plane, like, talking about, like, once you tell people they're like, I watched The Bachelor too, and you start, like, dropping names and stuff.
And then I'm like, I've got a podcast. I, like, pull out a sticker. Oh, I've got a podcast for you.
Yeah, I don't make that voice, but I do the same thing. So,
maybe that's, I don't know. I'm winning listeners everywhere with that one, so...
This is the podcast for you. I hope you're not doing that to promote our podcast. But yeah, what else we got on here?
I'm gonna. So Lily and Cole. So Lily Reinhart, Cole Sprouse. I had said on here that they broke up, but they didn't, and they trolled us all.
Allegedly, people don't take anything serious here.
I know they trolled us all in their captions being all "fuck reliable sources" and stuff like that. There were none.
They gotta work together too.
Yeah.
So this one is about Rachel from Boy Meets World. Why don't you take it away, C Money?
So, and it's probably a little late now for some of our listeners.
I'm a huge Boy Meets World show. That's probably in my top 5 shows that I love.
People love that show.
No,
it's so fantastic.
It's so funny. We were just watching it the last weekend.
And they even did a spin-off of The Girl Meets World, which was fun.
But I was watching this video today about Boy Meets World, about how first of all they've been tapping Ben Savage to be Corey Matthew, or to have a show since he was a kid. Fred Savage with the Wonder Years and stuff was huge.
Yeah.
So Boy Meets World was kind of his own show.
It was him
growing
as
up.
the protege.
Right.
Yep.
And
Wow,
just
realize.
seeing how they were able to grow as actors and work with each other and stuff throughout
Getting
them growing.
about it.
Well, I'm just saying because they grew up on the show. They were
They
kids.
did. They were
They went through
munchkins.
different types
They
of
went through puberty.
and then they started getting meta with the show, where they're teaching it a sitcom and stuff outside of the show, where they're actors playing themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh, man.
There was the Scream episode, the Halloween episode. That was so funny. But anyways, this whole show.
You remember a lot more of it than I do.
I
Apparently.
love Boy Meets World. I'm sorry.
Wow, I didn't know that you loved it so much.
I know. We
it's
should
my
do a
thing.
marathon.
Yeah, but let's go. There's so many episodes.
So
I don't know where to start.
The news that came out last week is that apparently, if you remember the later college episodes,
Right.
Rachel, who was the guy's roommate, she lived with Jack and
Matt
Eric.
Lawrence, one of the Lawrence brothers.
Yep, one of the Lawrence brothers. So Rachel is now in porn.
Yeah, so if you guys,
And
The
I
funny
have to
part
tell
is-
you it's true.
we sent
Wait,
C Money
boing,
out to
that
the
means a
streets.
boing.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. We sent C Money out to the streets to see if it was true. What'd you report on?
It's absolutely true.
Yep. So I think at least I got something to watch tonight.
Oh my god.
No, research. I have to see. We have to concur and make sure. There's always got to be a second opinion,
More power to her, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what else she's been doing in the last 20 years, but
Well, I saw
it.
her with the
hope
Wayans
she-
brothers
yeah.
did White Chicks. So
Yeah,
she was
Oh,
one.
yeah.
She was one of the girls that the guys ended up playing in White Chicks. So if you see her, she's in that movie.
I actually never
that was the last
saw
thing I
that all
saw.
the way through.
White Chicks. Oh my
I've
goodness!
never seen
it's,
it all the way through either.
You guys have to watch White Chicks. It's one of the best movies ever.
I'm always with people and we're watching parts of it, and then it's oh, we gotta go out, or I'm going to bed.
Watch
I
us
feel like
talking about it right now, and they're gonna drop a sequel to it any day now. So,
Prediction.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't done predictions in a while.
haven't updated it
Oh
in a
my
long
gosh,
time.
that's good. Look, C Money, day one. Cheers.
She's a day one. She's an A1.
She knows
day
bits
one.
we've forgotten to do. What the heck?
Wow,
Crazy.
I love
Anyways,
it.
what else we got? Give a little air horn for C Money, bringing back old bits.
Oh, well, thank you, Sally.
I don't know. Do we want to just skip to yikes, or do we?
Yeah, let's yeah. What do you got for? What made you go yikes this week?
I'll let
Ian?
Courtney go first.
Oh,
with the
Siobhan, what
yikes.
made you go yikes this week? Do you remember?
No. So I will remember. You guys go ahead.
Okay.
We could tell you. We wrote it down,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I have it written down.
What is it?
I'll say.
I know it.
Oh
now.
yeah. It was American Crime Stories coming back.
So her yikes was that she forgot her yikes and
Yikes.
Right? Super embarrassing. So they just announced that the next American Crime Story season is going to be about the Clinton administration and his scandal.
That's incredible.
That's not even the big ticket.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. No, that's not the one I wanted. Wait, who's giving them all? But it couldn't be. Who is it? C Money.
It is Monica Lewinsky.
Whoa!
Monica Lewinsky is going to be a producer on this season. And I am so here for it. I'm so excited to see
You know
what
they're gonna talk
happens.
about the dress. The dress that they brought in.
Oh
as
yeah,
evidence.
the dress
Yeah.
with the semen on it.
Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways, actually,
I'm a huge fan of American Horror Story, and then they started coming out with American Crime Story, which is made by the same people, but it's actual events that kind of happen. So they make really good stories.
Yeah, it's
the
good,
Versace one was really crazy.
Versace.
And then the OJ one was really good too.
Yeah,
so.
OJ one was the OJ one. I think won Emmys.
Yeah, it was good. So
Or,
I'm
even
excited for this one
Oscars.
because they make it really dark and kind of scary still, but
really
it's real.
stylized. It's really good.
Right.
Here's my thing on it. I she has capitalized on this entire catastrophe
Monica?
in her life.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
In the best
That's all
way.
she has.
She's
all
like a
she
public
has.
speaker. She does all this
Yeah.
other great stuff now. Like she actually does like a lot of really good work,
Yeah.
like with different good organizations and stuff. But like,
I mean, think about it though.
I mean,
like,
she was an intern at the White House. Like,
yeah, it's
I mean,
like,
was
what did
good
she
to
really
go
do
somewhere.
besides, like, you know, she hooked up with the president? Like, you know,
I just couldn't imagine being.
It's not like she was like a whore or something like that or anything. Like, people will paint her out to be this whole
seeing that though,
sexual, like-
reliving the entire thing,
I
and
feel
like
like-
having to go into
Get your money.
because you know she's having to talk to the writers and be like, no, the conversation actually went a little more like this.
dude. Like, he
and-
was about to, like, he was been able to get through that, and also like his wife was about to be president of the United
Yeah,
States too. So
very true.
let her get her money. I
Yeah.
want to see the show.
Yeah, I'm interested. Actually, speaking of Monica Lewinsky, one of my yikes moments she commented on. So there was
Wow.
after all the
What a segue.
after all the shootings and things, you know, our president and the vice president went and spoke on different things. And one of the things that our vice president Mike Pence said about is the soundbite, the quote to end all quotes. It was about like how we should be spending our time instead of, you know, fueling these hate fires on the internet. And what he says is we need to spend more time on our knees praying. He didn't say that though. Than on the internet. And so everyone's going ham because like who it's the perfect setup. And like someone like, you know, one of the many retweets or whatever of it, and Monica Lewinsky replied being like, don't ask me about that. Or like,
wow.
And I was like, damn girl.
No way.
Yeah, it was.
Jeez.
Dude, she's
was
that's like a
hilarious.
straight savage move
It
towards
is.
like
It's
Hillary
so
Clinton.
psycho savage. I love it.
No, but like Hillary Clinton's over there like, I wonder if she follows her.
It's so funny. Like
Good retweet.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. I wonder if like Hillary Clinton has like little.
Could you imagine?
I wonder if she has like a
Break it up to
little
that.
little setup of like the notifications. I want to see if I could find it because it was so.
Nah.
Yes. Oh, so someone was like, so who's gonna tell him when it was like about the tweet about his quote, like being like, who's gonna tell him that like what he said is whatever, and then Monica Lewinsky's reply was, "Def not me," with the looky eyes.
Savage.
So that was one of my yikes moments, and then I had another one.
That's like some comedic timing though. Like that's
Incredible.
like
It is.
Some good shit.
yeah.
So Pitbull just released a new song, and it's called 3 to Tango, and in pure Pitbull fashion, it's just about like, you know, bringing more ladies to the party.
Because what
Three
else is
or
there
two
talk
to be
about?
exact, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because he's the third.
But it gets confusing in the video because so the video was released and there's a lot of dancers. So it starts off with you see a guy bald, you know, in a suit. So you're like, oh, Pitbull sitting there like with his, you know, with his glass of drink, whatever, sitting there watching first one girl come up and dance, kind of dance on him, dance back, do some stuff. Then another girl comes and joins, and then another girl, and like he's just sitting there watching, but you don't see his face. You just see his head. You see like the bottom of his jaw. You see his like glass and whatever. And then they do a whole sequence where it's like a full stage of dancers, all these like beautiful like women in like lingerie kind of dancing. And then you get back to the scene where it was just 3 dancers and Pitbull, and he stands up, and the camera goes onto his face. It's not Pitbull. It's John Travolta.
So weird.
And then he dances with the girls, like he like tangos, but like homeboy doesn't have like what he had in Greece. Like he's old now and believes in Scientology, so like who knows what has gone because of that. And it was just creepy. He had like a creepy face the entire time.
Jeez, I should have watched this.
And then at the end, he just like it does like kind of like the little zoom in, like but before it says zoom, he's like Dolly, and it like goes away.
Dale?
Yeah, like you know, because like that's what Pitbull always says.
So is he supposed to be the third in Pitbull's little trio, or?
That's a good question.
I don't know. That's where I'm like, where's the math? Because there's 3 women, and then John Travolta, who's being invited to Pitbull's party.
10 to tango.
They have to battle it out.
I
Only
think
2 will survive.
so. It's just really
I put my
everyone
money
go
on John
watch the
Travolta.
3 to Tango video. I'm sure it's gonna get a ton of views now because people are gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But that's those are my yikes moments. The internet was a weird place this week.
Well, you know what else was a weird place? Was that little place in Mexico where they're at in Paradise.
Almost paradise.
Yeah.
Knocking down on heaven.
I do like V always has to like
I
finish
have
shit.
to-
She
I
can't
have
just stop at the top. She has
I
to
have so
had
many
to.
things. I have so many comments. This is my first time seeing in Paradise.
What?
Yeah.
We've got a Paradise Virgin
Wow.
over here. Her cherry
Wow.
has been plopped.
Is
Well,
it
Virgin
really
on the
supposed to be
beach.
this cheesy with like the opener?
That's great.
The
Okay.
openers are purposely cheesy. See, like, okay, this is what I've said before, and I'll say it again. I feel like Bachelor, Bachelorette, they pretend like this could be real and people could actually find love, and like, you know, few do. But like Bachelor in Paradise, like,
Chris
I
will
feel
still
like in
treat
all
it
the-
like it's the same. He's all like,
I mean, like, all the promos, I feel like definitely like are like, this is a joke, and like I feel like the people on it are like, we're here to like, you know, mingle, figure out, maybe find love. We're trying to find love, but I feel like how they present it is all like.
Also-
It's just
fun.
it's Hookup
We're getting
Island.
drunk.
also, did anybody feel like weird that they gave the guys the first rose? Like they should have given the girls.
I feel like they should have given the girls first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like why would they? That's like not even like gentlemanly. Like
I don't.
you know
I
what
feel
I'm
like,
saying?
and then it's
Like,
always weird because then it's like we're loading up on more girls from the get go, and especially just
oh,
like,
maybe that's why
yeah,
they want a lot of girls at the top. Well, that makes
it's
sense.
like a club.
Yeah,
It's like a
they
club.
could just add more people. I thought they were gonna throw in some. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Like,
So-
where do we start?
So
Right.
like I guess like let's do like a quick lowdown. So I guess the couples that we're seeing already forming are, you know, Demi, even though she has like a pseudo girlfriend back home, but like not really.
Do you think they're gonna bring some girlfriend from back
I
home,
think
or
for
is like
sure.
she
I think-
Bachelor Nation?
I think she's gonna come back. I don't know who she is. I don't know. She might be a bachelor.
I'm coming off from your friends. Like, I'm so cool with the open relationship thing now.
Yeah.
I think more power to you, Demi. Do it.
That's what's up. Well, I mean, I don't even know if she's in an open relationship. She's just more fluid right now. Like, I mean, she's dating, like, you know,
Yeah.
like everybody else is. But what I did like about Demi is like everyone's introducing themselves, and she's like, "I'm Demi from Demi's season of The Bachelor."
She's hilarious.
Oh
She's
my
great.
god.
Like her little catchphrase that I've realized for this entire season, like with anything's, she's like, "What's going on? What's going?" She's always like trying to make sure she knows what's going on. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, she's the best.
So I like her way, but I feel like she was made for this show, and I'm here for her.
So it's her and Derek, right?
Her and Derek are a thing right now.
Derek's a loser.
Derek.
I
don't
Chris
like-
is the loser. I like
Who's
Derek.
Chris?
Chris is the veteran that should not even be on
Oh my
anything
God,
Bachelor
he-
anymore.
Yeah, so he like
He's perfect for Annalise.
He is. I mean, hopefully. I mean, Annalise. Okay, Annalise.
Annalise will be there, but she needs a rose.
Annalise is getting too old to be stirring the kind of shit that she was trying to stir.
Oh, yeah.
With the whole Clay. So like Clay's on there, and he had just been dating Angela, and Angela had been on the season prior, and like then they found each other after the show and like became dating.
That's what I like about Demi is that she called her out, and she's like calling people out on like, you know, it's not like she's like taking sides or whatever.
she's
like it's
just,
like
like-
really smart like observations.
She's
Like why'd you
super
do
smart.
that?
Yep.
Yeah, she's like, why are you trying to like throw fire
That
into the
comment
flame?
was so good.
Yeah.
Because Annalise was like, "Oh, you know, I had to do it, and I didn't want."
And her perspective of that whole conversation was
I didn't want
crazy.
to ruin their date, and Demi's
She's
like,
like,
"Yeah,
then,
I
like-
get that."
So
So why did you do it then?
Yeah, especially because like then and even like Annalise's confessional, she like actually was like I needed to tell them before they go on the date or
Right.
whatever. And I was like, you know, so you were gonna tell them before they went on, like Clay and Nicole went on their date, like you wanted to like get into Clay's head and be like whatever.
But she was so
about-
oblivious about the whole thing. Like she went back and she was like, "Yeah, he's like treated me like 5 boyfriends at once." Like it's like, dude,
She
you were
got,
just
like,
had
so-
nothing to say, and like he was like pretty respectful about it. He was like, "Well, first of all, why don't you focus on your own stuff? Like we broke up 3 months ago.
Yep.
Your information is wrong, and even if you do think that, why are you care? Like you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do your
Yeah.
thing. I don't care about
What
you.
are you doing here? Are you
Yeah.
here just to
I
ruin
know.
my life, or are you
It just
actually
really
here
made
to
no
do
sense. She
anything?
had it was stupid.
It
But
was-
anyways,
yeah.
there's bigger fish to fry on the show right now.
Yes.
Where else we got?
So we also have Hannah, G, and Dylan, and I think they're super adorable together. But Hannah is a hot commodity on the beach.
Yeah.
She's reminding me of what's her name that ended up dating grocery store Joe.
That okay, I literally wrote this down in my notes. I said that like Hannah and Dylan are like the new Kendall and grocery store Joe, because like Joe only had eyes for Kendall and also would get a little bit pissy whenever she went off and like
Yeah, but Joe
made
is
out
way
with a
cooler than this
bunch-
guy.
Yeah, he's like
This guy's
definitely
a loser.
I
more.
like Dylan.
I like Dylan. I think he's,
He's so
adorable,
sweet and
but he's
cute.
more puppy.
His hair is,
He's
like,
more
whack.
puppy.
He's a little too puppy.
Yeah.
He's like a little bit more too puppy. Like I feel like
Joe had like
Joe-
still had a backbone. He was just
Joe
like, what?
is older, and he like kind of was like, okay, like this, I didn't like the way that this was, and like that's when Kendall was like, well, you should have told me. And he's like, well, I was just like trying to let you live your life. Where like I feel like Dylan's like being like, you're the only one for me, and
Right,
like,
and he's, like, going and
Hannah's
chasing her
it's
down.
the first week.
Right. He's like chasing her down and stuff like that. Like it's kind of pathetic. But
like,
anyway,
she got some action in with Wills. She got some action, and then
poor Wills.
And then she kind of has some action with the
Blake,
enemy number one.
Blakegate.
Blakegate.
So okay,
ooh, I love that.
Blake gets to the beach, and all the girls are obsessed, which I personally don't understand.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I never thought that I was never into him when he was on Becca's season.
Right.
Yep.
I never really.
I mean, he's just like tall and like he's got muscles and
Ish.
But like hearing him talk, it's like, dude, you are such
just like,
you are a douche. Like, I can't believe they're calling Cam a douche and like.
I mean, yeah.
He can be having a
kinda
normal
rooting for Cam a
conversation,
little
and you
bit
can
on this.
tell that he's got douche tendencies.
Well, and just like I feel like he's never like I feel like in everything
He just
like,
thinks he's so smooth. He's like, it's just like shit that, like, all right, this is how
he
he
doesn't
is.
own up for anything.
No. This is
No.
how he is. He's saying things that guys like wish they could kind of say to girls, but like if you for some reason they're letting him get away with stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's most guys say that any of the stuff he's saying to a girl and they'll be like, oh my God, that's bullshit. Like, just shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh my God. Like,
I just think, and even like the way he acted with like whenever people came on the beach, so like he has exes on the beach, like the way when Kaylin went down, he like literally like got up and ran to the corner. When Christina came up, he was like,
yeah, his reactions are so
Freaking
like,
out.
he was
like
like,
he already
oh
knows.
my God, it's Christina. And I'm like,
Well, because they are going a little crazy. Like Christina's been through this with what's his name?
Dean.
Like she's like acting exactly
yeah.
the same exact way. And you know what it is? It's just like in Bachelor Nation, outside of the show, these guys all party obviously around Stagecoach, but which was ridiculous. Like
Yeah,
I can't even believe that was the setting.
Stagecoach is like, hell yeah, they're getting so much free promo.
Right?
But
Yeah, Stagecoach is like, everyone come to Stagecoach if you want to be in on the drama.
yeah, you want to like have threesomes or whatever. But anyways, like, you know, I think it's like outside of it, like there's like 5, you know, there's a bunch of guys, but then there's like the crew of like, you know, a couple guys that like all the girls are wanting to be with and stuff like that. From it's curated by the show. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The show knows what
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, the
It's
producers know what
insane
they're
that
doing.
they're able to create this drama
like,
through just like 3 shows.
I think they dress them better if they want them to excel. If they think that they're the top star, they'll dress them better and give them more airtime and, you know, all of the editing things.
I mean, and like they purposely like bring in the different folks at different times to like, you know, incite the drama. I think I heard somewhere that like maybe
the
somebody
weaving
else's
of it, the
ex-
storylines is pretty incredible.
Yeah, like they always
The producers
throw
are
people
good.
on, like when you're like, oh shit, like this person was just getting here and then
Well, I kind of want to talk about that a little bit more when we get deep into like
Yeah.
what has actually happened in the first like
So-
week
Yeah.
and first 2 episodes.
So like I guess let's just get into all of Blakegate. So
Yeah.
it starts off, Kaylin gets there and she, you know, tells Chris and whatever that, you know, she isn't a fan of Blake. They dated, things kind of didn't end the right way. That's all she alludes to. And then we learn more, like as viewers, that, you know, they dated for a while and then they broke it off and then Stagecoach happened and they got drunk and hooked up and like literally the next, like she finds out the next morning that he had hooked up with Christina the night before, as he's also like in bed with her, like sliding into Hannah G's DMs, saying how hot Tayshia is and how he wants to like see her on
Crazy.
Tayshia
period.
is really hot. Holy
And
crap.
like
So is that the timeline? Because it sounded to me like they were dating around
and it is like not fair to like
Yeah, I don't
send them
like
all
know
in there
or
when
an
they're all
after.
already talking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Yeah.
like, it's not fair to the other people.
Well, my thing is like they shouldn't even then. And then Christina comes in, and Christina says that how her and Blake dated for several months. So like they dated though before like more fall to like I don't know. I probably like fall to like
Early spring.
maybe that early, but I don't even think so. Maybe fall to like, you know, winter, and then maybe some hookups are sprinkled into the spring before the show. But obviously one was sprinkled in with Stagecoach, and then she obviously found out that Blake hooked up with Kaylin the night before, like the night after, and like so both of these women are pissed. Which my thing is like,
All right, well, Juan, you ever like hook up with someone and you like, you know, maybe don't want to like date them or see them, but like you still have to see them and stuff, and it's just like
Yeah.
you kind of just like
But do
you
you
don't mean to
completely-
like ignore them, but you kind of do because like especially if you had conversations with them before, like you know
so
what I'm
you
saying?
completely ghost?
No, I mean like how does he really ghost though?
See,
if,
my
like,
thing is like
this is where like we have to break it down. So all right, so we were all feeling one way about Blake on episode night 1.
I mean, I was feeling a lot
we're
of
like
ways.
Blake is a bitch. Like we're sending texts to each other.
Blake is like also like, and then you know even how like, but then even Christina's gonna take him on a date, which I was like, Christina, and then she ended the episode being all like, I'm gonna make him my bitch, and I was like, what you gonna do to him?
Nothing.
She did nothing. She just
I mean,
yelled
she
at
said
him.
some stuff, but it was
She
like
yelled at him, which like she just showed how he really doesn't like, he didn't see like the implications.
No. And
he didn't. I mean,
So,
he really was just kind of being.
they all know who's going on their show with them, right?
They have like a general idea. I think they like kind of know. I think they know.
Well,
to
they'd be
some
like, they're gonna
extent.
bring me in.
Poor
like,
business on him. And I think Christina actually said something like this to Demi, I want to say, where she was like, yeah, like 2 weeks prior to us leaving for Mexico, Blake calls me up and told me about Kaylin.
Oh no, you're right. No, he said, yeah, he called Christina to say like this happened with me and
because he
Kaylin.
wanted to do a preemptive strike of like, okay, well, shit's most likely gonna go out and get out and we're gonna have a blow up. But
all right, so night 1 happens, night 2 happens, but you know, all the news comes out on night 2. But then I wake up this morning to a whole different drama outside of the show.
And part of night 2, like Kaylin confronts Blake and like, you know, confronts him about like saying like on a phone call after Stagecoach that, you know, like she needed to keep quiet. That was a mistake, that kind of thing, et cetera, et cetera. She blows up on him being like, that made me feel like shit, et cetera, et cetera. But then Blake went to his Instagram stories that night to post a text conversation between him and Kaylin around, first of all, like drunk text like on Stagecoach nights, and then text after, like when because I mean we had already been reading news.
Dude, Kaylin was pretty forward, like on the text messages.
Yes.
Essentially, it was like her being like, or like Blake actually being like, all right, we can cuddle, but no sex. But that's like a guy knowing that, like, at least you're saying that, like, you know, but you're still going to get the sex.
Can guys actually make that sentence?
Oh, yeah. I've done it before. I've been like, we can cuddle, but like, you know, just like, and then you just like don't, you know, you just let the girl, like, you know that the girl's going to try it. And obviously, like, she was super forward. Like, she was like, yes, sex, only sex, and like, you know, in the text messages and stuff.
And then he was like, you know, he was saying stuff. He was like, well, I don't know how you get when you drink, blah, blah, blah. It was like, all of it was like kind of weird, kind of flirty, kind of like pushy from Kaylin, kind of like also like not really pushing back, like pushing back to some degree from like Blake, but also not
keeping his options open. That's what it sounded like.
And also like we were missing parts of it. Like there's definitely parts of the conversation that he did.
Well, like I mean, what I'm picturing is that they're all around each other and whatever. He's actually got eyes for like Taisha or whatever. Like you know, she's bouncing around with her big boobs, and he's like already trying to play like.
So bad for her back.
Wow, just don't feel bad.
I do.
I'm sure she lays down on it very often.
She's got floppy titties.
They're not floppy. They're just big. I like them.
They're floppy.
They're
Anyways.
big and natural, so
Right.
they hang a little and flop a little.
I just feel like they might hurt her poor back. I just think they might hurt her poor back.
Jealous much?
I'm not jealous.
I'm just joking. Jesus.
Okay, why would you say that?
I'm just joking because you're just hating.
I'm not hating. I'm just
On her
saying, like, I
back.
feel bad for her back. Like, I know plenty of women who have small rib cages and big boobs, and it hurts.
She seems happy. Regardless, this is what I picture.
It's
like
all
he's
that-
like.
I
would have got it. It's all about what?
It's all that dude.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I think like, you know, he was like flirting with her that night, it sounded like, and everyone's just like kind of like, you know, when you're like flirting with someone and you're like kind of playing it off of like somebody else, and like Kaylin's like texting him and stuff like that and trying to get the hookup, and it worked because they ended up hooking up that night. And
also, like, he was trying to get the hookup with Tasha after he had already gotten the hookup with Christina. So, like, I mean, like, he's not really, like, a saint in this whole situation. Like,
no.
My thing is, like, I'm fine with people, like, you know, like, that's his prerogative to, like, hook up with one girl one night and then another girl that night. But my thing is, like, yeah, it is messy when you're doing it when you know you're gonna be like, this is like, it's incestual in this point because you know you're gonna be going to a situation where you're gonna see them.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a good point.
It's not like he found some random. I don't even know where Stagecoach is.
It's after Coachella. It's like still like in Indo.
See, exactly. So it's not like he found some California bimbo and did that after or before Kaylin
I'm just
or
saying
Christina.
though, like, what if he? I mean,
He's
if he could
doing
do do that with the girls. He probably could do that easily with those type of girls.
He's doing that with 2 girls that he knows are going to have stories that cross. Like, he knows people are going to
Yeah.
Well, also with
mingle.
Bachelor in Paradise, like, I think there's an interesting phenomenon with certain past Bachelor and Bachelorette people, contestants, because, like, you know, some of them are higher ranked than others.
Right.
So when like the other potential bachelors or bachelorettes go on Bachelor in Paradise, because there's like a space where like you could be asked to come back, you could make an arc to maybe get to being Bachelor or Bachelorette through Bachelor in Paradise, but like sometimes it's almost like it's like you're saying uncle, like you give up, like I'm going on Paradise because I'm going to get more TV time and more followers and more popularity, and I don't think I'm in the running for Bachelor or Bachelorette anymore. But so they'll drop a couple of those in there, and that's what Blake is, and that's what like Mike is. So it's like you know, that kind of tells me that those guys are out of the running for being Bachelor. Like, with that being said,
but I think even Tyler's out of the running now because Chris Harrison said something to that degree that like,
did he really?
Yeah, he's like, after seeing how, you know, Chris Harrison like came out, like, because people were asking like, oh, how do you feel about Tyler, you know, now hooking up with like, or going on dates with Gigi after like being seen on a night with Hannah. He was like, well, you know, someone like that, which I think is funny coming from Chris Harrison, where this is the whole show, like the whole premise of the show is like bouncing from person to person. He's like, someone like that, blah blah blah, doesn't make for a good Bachelor. And I'm like,
ooh,
it's premise.
You think Chris Harrison has a say? Do you think he gets a vote?
I mean, he's an executive producer of the show now, I think.
I think so. I mean, I would hope so.
I do too.
I mean, yeah, his career depends on it, and also like him being the host of it. Kind of.
I mean, like, yeah, he's like kind of like the mentor,
right?
Almost.
I feel like he doesn't want to be.
No, I feel like he's like put up with so much. I think after like the Colton season, like where he was like, oh fuck, like I think he just was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So who
I
do
can't
you
be
think's gonna
responsible
go
for one of
home
these people
then
like killing themselves or something
from this week?
Oh yeah, because they are rude and they ended the 2 nights with we still didn't even see the rose ceremony.
Is that typical, or do they not typically do like 2 nights the first week?
So Blake releasing those texts though, he did it over Instagram and he was all like, "Oh, I didn't want to do this," and then he like deletes them, but not before people screenshot him.
I know, because he was all like, "Oh, Kaylin's getting all this like hate." I'm like, what was the point? He's like, "I'm trying to defend my character. I can't see my character being attacked like that." I was like, okay, so both of you honestly, like in some of their other texts were talking about like how they're discussing what should we do about the show, what decision should we be making, blah blah blah, and they were both like, they ended up like saying, you know, they were both chill and whatever. But I was like, okay, if he was really chill, was he just really playing it up with how he reacted with her walking on the beach? Or like, how was he like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like the one piece we're missing from the receipts is the actual phone call, because I feel like we missed something that went down on the phone call. But like,
I think the phone call was like, I think Christina's gonna be on, and then they're like, obviously it's like she knows, right? Because they were talking about trying to keep it a secret. She must have told Cassie, because that's Cassie's name was brought up.
Well, think about it. Colton was the one who set Blake and Kaylin up.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, they're all entwined, and of course, like they first were like,
which is really weird that Kaylin and Cassie are like best friends.
It's
and like
so weird, and they were going after the same guy like 8 months ago.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I seen like them be all best friends and stuff like that, but it's just.
I know, it is kind of interesting. I mean, like, that's how it happens with a lot of these girls on this show. I feel like girls more, well, no, because there's the guys on Rachel's season, I feel like stayed really bro-y. They're like they call themselves like the Rose Boys or whatever. But like, I feel like after that, like the dudes aren't always as close, where the girls, like, I mean, Kendall and Becca are both really close, and they were both around the same time getting knocked off of Ari's season. So
I have a, oh, sorry.
What were you going to say?
I have a theory on Blake now, especially after the news about the whole receipts and how he is reacting from everything. I feel like he's got a little Luke P in him. He's got a little psycho in him.
I honestly, I think he's just reaping the benefits of like what he's like done with the show. It's just unlimited girls. He knows that he's like can say things to them and stuff. Like by the time he was like pitching to Hannah G, it was almost ridiculous that these girls were letting him do that.
And like even Hannah G, like even Demi's like, you don't want to go down that road. I don't know what you're thinking.
That's why Demi's the shit.
Like Demi's like he's a loser. Yeah. Like she literally said that, and like Hannah G's like, I'm just here to figure it out. And like I'm like, my thing is like Tayshia was kind of like, I'm not really super interested. Like she liked that.
She bowed out gracefully.
Yeah, she bowed out gracefully. She liked that, like, you know, he like came and talked to her and like fessed up about some stuff or like discussed some things with her. But she's like, you know,
it makes me seem seemed like it seemed a lot messier there too. Like then like she was just like, I don't even want to be involved with this like
Which
shit.
like yeah, good for her.
Like another guy's gonna come here and like it'll be all right.
I can't believe Hannah freaking made out with Blake too. Ugh.
I know, and Blake was all like, that kiss felt so good. I feel so much better now.
He was already like kissing her like shoulder and stuff. I was like, you're slimy, dude.
And the thing is, like, I feel he's like, I'm winning. Like, he's like someone who's definitely like, like now my ego's boosted because another girl,
he made out with a girl and he felt like so good about himself.
Yeah, I'm like, that's so gross.
Yeah.
That's like what you're like these are people's feelings. I think that's like the biggest issue I have.
I mean, you were onto it too, like on Tipsy Talks when you're talking about like he kept having this theme of like talking about their bodies and stuff like that, which is all right, and it might be editing and stuff like that, but like, I mean, I don't know. I think you'd be more mindful about saying that type of stuff. Like,
you just like, and my thing is like, I think
maybe I wouldn't be. I'd maybe be like, yo, that girl is thick. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like his whole MO is like, you know, like he's a victim or like he didn't know or like whatever.
Right.
But, like, but he's like just not taking like any like the larger picture. Like that's what Christine was
he
trying to point out.
He might be doing it right though, because if he comes off too aggressive, like, you know, like it might be worse.
Of course, he's not. Yeah. He doesn't need to be aggressive, but I feel like he has no like self-awareness of like how like
you look like you're acting.
Feelings.
You look like you're fake crying. You're like talking about your chest. You keep like doing these weird.
I feel like he
things.
just like doesn't care like about the other women's feelings. Like even if like he just does.
Yeah, he was more concerned about being like outed on TV. Like he's like, I can't believe you would sabotage me.
He doesn't care like that people's feelings got caught in the mix.
Right.
He just cares about.
Yeah, his like all the girls coming in. So, but regardless, it's like, you know, also like I'm not even trying to like slut shame Kaylin for like being forward about like whatever was going on that night.
She was doing it, but like also like.
But the way she came on the show and tried to frame it, it's like it's not cool to do that to people.
Well, and she said, I actually made that. I had that thought. Her first thought or her statement to Chris Harrison about it was, I'm not going to bring it up unless it's brought up. I'm not going to go around talking about the situation unless it happens.
Just like Annalise, though, like the relationships and stuff, it's like, who is anyone, like, her perspective of dating is different than his. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah,
so it's
like that's
you
like,
dated for, like, you know, a couple months. That sounds crazy when like, Christina just come on here saying the same thing. Like,
exactly. I'm like,
and he's just telling both these, like, everybody, like, look, I'm not dating anybody. Like, I'm single. I've been single the whole time. Like, I can, you know.
And it's like kind of like, and that's like the breakdown of communication on both their parts. Like, it's kind of like, and also I feel like Kaylin in those texts seems like, you know, she was more chill about it, and then like came on the show being more like, I thought, you know, we were still a thing. I thought we could still.
She got
be
in her
a
feelings.
thing. Like, yeah.
She got in her feelings, and that's what.
Yeah.
That's how uncool these people actually are. Like they hold it together for like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, but once it's like to Paradise, and it's like.
You see the real people.
Well, they've already mingled with each other. The internet, they're tweeting, like whatever it is.
They already like have an idea. Like even like Cam or like some of them will say shit like where they're all like, I was hoping, you know, I'd be able to like interact with you or see you or like whatever. You were the one.
Sickest part of
You're
this
like the one that I wanted. Like it's like weird. It's like they're like, ooh, who would I pick from like this store?
Right. And also the weirdest part, the sickest part of the show is like right before a rose ceremony where they all have to like beg each other, like, and actually throw themselves to the wind.
It's kind of gross. It's like kind of like they're all going to the bar and they're all like, oh, you look so nice today. Like, let's spend some more time together.
Let's
like,
make out.
Let's talk. Yeah. And like even like with Annalise and Chris, like, and then whoever has to run up to try to like get his attention to potentially get his rose. It's just a whole.
I was
like Christina went up and it was like it was pathetic. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it just seems girl and like, but then
but like they
Chris
know what they're
like,
doing. They like I know I could easily steal like this guy away from Annalise for a week just to like get to the next week to find another dude that they're gonna bring. Like because they love that. They love when you get them on the hook and then they get the other person sad when you actually bring another one of your crushes in.
Well, yeah, because like that's
like Cam is gonna get like probably hurt next week. Like you know after he gives his rose to Kaylin's gonna just go in when Mike shows up, you know what I'm saying? And
oh yeah.
So I was explaining the show to my friend and I said basically what happens is if you are not hooking up with someone and have had like any kind of connection with anybody, you are getting your ass sent home.
Right.
And it's weird. I really am very interested to see how the cocktail party goes next week because I just want to see how they all react and what they try to pull.
I just don't know who's gonna.
Didn't we see it already?
Well, yeah, we saw the cocktail. I just want to see like the actual rose ceremony.
But what happened? Yeah. So what happened? So you've got 3 guys now that want to give their roses to Hannah. So what happens to Dylan if he is not the first person to give his rose out? Dylan's gonna be like, oh well, what am I gonna do now?
Especially like because like Hannah only like
they
told
usually give out
Wills
like
to,
pity roses and stuff. They'll give it to like their best girlfriend so she can like get another week.
maybe
on
or
the
like
show.
Bibiana. People always like
Yeah.
Bibiana.
so
has
they,
in the
like,
past
team
pity
up?
rose.
Well, it's a pity rose on the also like on the sense that like if next week you don't find anybody, you give me the rose
Right, they
again.
team
like,
up.
Yeah. But like Bibby's
Yeah, alliances.
ridiculous. I'm like so sick of
my thing
Bibby
is
like
I
on the
love
show.
Bibby,
Get her
but I
outta
feel
here.
like Bibby, you need to like even Wells is like you need to be more forward, like go and talk to whoever.
She doesn't act like a vet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she acts
like-
like, well, she actually, obviously she's not actually meant for the show. She tries to be. In the real world, she might be a lot more outgoing. But when it comes to camera, she's probably in her head about how perfect she has to think she has to be, where she's like actually has no personality. Like, where is
think she
the
actually
Bibby with
has-
personality and
Yeah,
stuff like
like-
that? But she's been doing that since the beginning, since she was
Yeah.
on Ari's season. Like, that was her issue. Was like she couldn't. It was like she was fine
She
with all the
couldn't handle
girls,
the
but when it
stress.
came to actual, she's bad at with boys or something like that. Like she
And
doesn't know how to interact or
And
even.
she was dating someone
initiate.
for a while, like last year.
She doesn't know how to like initiate it,
And I'm sorry, but
and especially in a situation where it's competitive. Like maybe in the real world, like guys are coming to her, but when it comes to this, like
Right.
she's not used to like.
Well, because it's a weird social experiment of a show. Like
that's
yeah.
why I watch it. I swear to God, that's why we have. That's why we talk about it, dissect
them,
it.
Miss Jane.
Jane
I'm
is
so sorry, but
I
out
need
of
Jane to leave.
out of all of the people in the last 3 seasons that you could have brought back that was kicked off of the first episode, you choose her.
To me, it's kind of crazy because like after going to like the Bachelor casting call
Yeah.
and seeing all the beautiful girls and like all the personalities that I saw with just like 10 girls, because like I was just in line and
Right.
it just like that. Like I mean, she seems nice enough, but like there is like so many other good
Oh my
potential
God, her
like
voice is
cast.
so annoying though.
Yeah,
I
and,
can't
like,
stand her
I
voice.
can't do it.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's something about her face too. I don't know.
Well, she's got like the very like she like I think she purposely like spoolies her eyebrows so they're like more feathery, but like it's just a weird like
Mm-hmm. That's
she's
not
just
the part. It's like her mouth. I think.
yeah, it's her. She's kind of got one of those like weird long. Yeah,
Like
I don't
duck mouth
know.
or something. Like, I don't know.
She's got an annoying voice. Her weird bit is like spicy stuff.
Yeah, she lost me
Yeah.
when she was brushing her teeth with the hot sauce.
I
Yeah.
can't. I was literally like screaming. I was like, "What's going on?"
Poor JP
So
Che.
she's going home. I think Bibby is going home.
Unless she gets like a pity
And
rose again, which she might.
Who's one of the other girls that might go home? I think Nicole.
No,
maybe
Nicole's
Nicole's gonna
staying.
stay for Clay, I think. Yeah, she's safe. I saw the previews. She's safe.
Onyeka?
One of the hot
I
girls
don't
could
know.
be definitely going home, like a Christina or something like that.
Onyeka and JPJ hooking up at the
No,
very end
she's
was
getting his
so
whole-
weird.
Well,
I don't know how I felt about it.
I think
They're a weird couple.
I think there's strategy like that, kind of goes over our head as viewers, and we don't even think about it when we see it in the future. But like JPJ is like playing long game, like where he's gonna give Anika the rose this week, and then be able to get like
He's
one
like,
more
I
week
need-
to
yeah.
give out the rose
I
again.
see, yeah.
Like you try to get yourself to the next. Because you get 2 more weeks, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you give her the rose, and then once you get the rose back, that like opens up to maybe even more connections. Like more girls will come in. And
I don't know. I think they've gotten me. They've grabbed me for In Paradise.
It's the
for
best
Paradise.
show. It's the best show.
It's ridiculous, and I think it's just more.
And I feel like it's more
so-
even too to talk about. Like,
Yeah.
just like within 2 nights, we went from flip flopping to being like, fuck Blake. Then I was like, kind of like, what the fuck, Kaylin? And now I'm just like, man, fuck both
Fuck
of them.
both of them.
Yeah.
They just
And it's a
should've
good show.
They should have gone on the
It's
show.
a good show. And I'm just like, man, fuck everybody. And I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
They got us, damn it.
yeah, it's going to be interesting.
ABC, always
wow.
be
Like,
can.
the first week, it's so much drama they packed in. It's kind of crazy. And we don't really know what happens. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah, we
saying?
don't even know.
It's just getting started.
Oh man.
It's good. Like I don't know. Like it's very interesting because like you kind of apply it to the like your dating life and stuff like that. Like and like I want to talk about it a little bit more like as a kind of main topic off of the show, but when you're like talking about like dating people and stuff and multiple people, like it's hard to do that in kind of real life too. Like
Oh, it is for sure.
and like I just kind of got back onto just like seeing like what the dating apps are about and stuff like that.
The apps.
And so, I'm on them and then like you get like matches and then like I have to like stop myself after like 3 and you're like talking to 3 different girls and like when do I actually have the time to hang out with 3 different girls? And then there's no even sense in swiping for more. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know
Like,
it's so gamified though. So like you're doing it, and then you're like, oh god, now I actually have to like.
It's a
these are actual
pastime.
people.
Well, yeah, and I have to go and like see these people. So now I have to go and see 3 girls, and that's like I'm building my own little life bachelor right now. You're like, what am I supposed to do if I actually like one of them? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You should vlog it.
I swear, dude. It's like,
Hey guys, it's me, Sai, my first vlog. Going on a date.
Getting ready for date number 2.
But I'm saying though, that would be the issue with it. Is actually like that's what the problem is. Blake in real life wouldn't have a problem doing this, but because he's on the show where he's supposed to act like America's good boy and stuff,
and
so I can kind of get away with it. But like on individual stuff, I
and also
can't.
you're not dating people who all hang out. Like you're not
right.
You're not trying to like.
Yep.
Yeah,
you're
that's an
not,
asshole
like,
move.
Yeah,
that really is.
You're not trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna
shit where you eat or whatever. It is. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't eat where you shit.
Yeah, and I think like. I don't know. It is hard. Like, I think that's where Blake is messing up. I don't think like he's at fault or anything like that. I do think Kaylin has a little weird way of manipulating the situation.
Yeah, I think
you can't help if that's her perspective of it, but like when you put the evidence out there, when you like pull the receipts, you read the receipts, and you're like, yo, like. This is not the way, like, it because there's two sides to every story. And we got both sides, so now we can, like, kind of judge it.
And it's even, I feel like it's even murkier, honestly. I feel like it didn't really clear much up for me.
I'm not going to lie. I was, like, you know, in people's stories. I'm, like, tapping into people, like, on the show, like, to see what they were saying about it, reading the comments and stuff. It's really interesting stuff. I mean, I wouldn't have a podcast if this type of stuff didn't interest me in general. True. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just is what it is. I know there's some people listening that probably been, like, fast-forwarding past all this Bachelorette stuff. They're like, I can't believe this dude is so into it. But like like we were saying before, it is like a human experiment. Like you kind of see like when you like prong people with situations, how people could react to it, and how you can maybe see yourself in some situations and be like, oh, I would never want to get that reaction from someone. So,
you know how they do college courses where you look at case studies of like real life examples of things? You know that there is some sociology class that is talking about Bachelor.
Oh, there should definitely be. There should definitely be, because like you know, there's like hip hop classes, like people talking like all that type of stuff. So
I took a Harry Potter and literature and religion class.
What?
I mean, there's
we need to talk about that after.
Yeah, well, there's straight up experiments that like universities will do. Like, I mean, I've seen movies like on where like they try to see like an experiment of putting humans in like a prison scenario where like half of them are like guards and half of them are the prisoners, and like for like a week they had to like stop it because they were just taking it out of hand. Like, you know, you have to act like you're a prison guard, you have to act like, and they just start like really getting into the roles and stuff like that. And it's like you forget that these are actual other students, like, and you're
adopt that mentality. It's so powerful.
Right.
Ugh.
It's weird. So that's kind of how I look at watching The Bachelor and Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise. So, you know, it's interesting. You can learn from it, I think. It's not saying that I would go and do any of these mistakes, but you can kind of be like, don't treat girls like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, actually like take responsibility off the bat. Like, you could tell that he was doing damage control by like trying to say stuff like 2 weeks before going on the show or whatever. And
I do want to give him credit because he did, after he realized that, okay, this is blowing up. He goes to the girls and he takes them aside and actually and I don't know how much of that again is editing, but he goes and like actively tries to have these conversations.
The Hannah G's thing just kind of like
was slimy as fuck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There was no.
I was like, what?
He had a redemption arc, like going like, oh, poor me. Like there was a couple of options he had, like just go home or whatever like that. But no, he chose to go with like, nope, I'm doubling down with the asshole, and I'm gonna just do it in front of everyone's face, and it worked. It ended up working for him. Like. It really did.
I feel like that's.
And they'll probably let him pick the rose first. Hey, they give him the first date.
I think he's going to be the first one. I think he's going to be the first one to give out his rose, and I think he's going to trump everybody and go for Hannah.
God. Dylan's going to be pissed.
Well, I mean, that's good for the girls then. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some of the girls are like, okay, well, no.
Get another week.
Yeah.
Being randomly picked by him. But yeah, so anyways, that was an interesting episode of The Bachelor in Paradise. I'm like, I love this show, man. It's so good.
It's so wild. I just think it like blows my
now.
mind even more than because it's literally like you're fighting. You have to like almost like force love in some situations just to like stay on.
There's different phases of it. Like, you know, like at first it's like you can kind of be laid back in the first 2 days, and then you're just like, oh man, I gotta get something going. And then like last minute you're like, oh shit, I didn't make any connections. I gotta do that right now. Like, you know, so it's funny to see all those phases go through it. But why don't we get into our slapper of the week?
Yeah.
This week, the artist is Lauv, and the artist that's featured on it is Anne Marie. But I've become like a really big fan of this artist Lauv because
he's great.
Yeah, he produces a lot of his own music and stuff. So like the beats, that's like the type of stuff I do. So I really respect people out there that are just like writing good popular songs that like a whole bunch of people like. And this week he's also trying cool concepts and stuff and cool things with his voice and everything. So the song's called Fuck, I'm Lonely. Sorry, Mom, but that's the name of the song. But yeah, so it's been pretty. It's a really cool concept to a song. It's like Fuck, I'm Lonely. Hey, like that's a real feeling.
Yep.
That people have sometimes, and Lauv is expressing it in his new song. So without further ado, let's just get into our slap of the week. I'm gonna jam to it. Let's go.
Slapper of the week. This song slaps.
Slapper, come on. Yeah, guys, slapper of the week. Fuck, I'm Lonely by Lauv featuring Anne Marie. Yeah, that's a nice little bop right there.
It is a bop, for sure, a bop.
Yeah. So why don't we get some shout outs out the way? Courtney, do you got any shout outs?
I do. I'm going to shout out my mama as a belated one.
What? What's up, Mama?
Congratulations on graduating. She's an RN now.
That's awesome.
Amazing. And then also my girl Tori. She's my new coworker. I was telling her about the podcast. She seemed really interested.
What's up, Tori?
Hopefully you listen.
Yeah, listen every week and subscribe and rate and review us if you like it.
And follow us.
Follow us on Instagram at the Future Bachelor. Anyways, that's awesome. Shout out to those girls. And Mama, V, what are your shout outs?
I wanted to shout out all my gals from the girls' weekend. I've literally known them since I was like 5 or 6.
All the girls!
All the girls.
So Michelle, Nicole, Dee Dee, Kelsey, Shannon, Sheila, Michelle Obergefell, and Kim.
Gal gang!
So yeah, it was just so great.
Cool. That's what's up.
Three
nice shout outs.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. I feel you. Well, my shout outs, what do I got here? I wanted to give a happy birthday belated to our homie Caleb.
Yay! Sorry I couldn't make it, Caleb.
It's all good. We were definitely there.
Leo season.
Yeah, he's the man. He's been training me, and it was really cool to celebrate with him and everybody out there at Little Spirits. So, and then last but not least, what else did I have here? Oh, I wanted to shout out my homie Denny. Shout out to Denny. He's in our friend group. Yesterday was kind of crazy because I was pulling out from the gym and I saw Denny. Like, he looked like he was in like a fender bender with someone. So I was like, Denny, you all right? And he was like, actually, do you mind like, coming over here? Like, if you don't like, I was like, yeah, for sure. So I parked the car and I go over, trying to assess the situation without like being too like, forward and getting into it or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I was parallel parking and like she had like sideswiped me and like ran into my side view mirror and broke it. And like he was like, do you mind calling the cops? This is where we're at. I was like, all right, cool. I called and I was like, yeah, there was just a little accident here. If you guys don't mind coming, this is the address. As I'm doing that, then he goes running down to like, I think see some guy that might have witnessed it, just like for the cops when they came. And I look down there and I turn back and I see the lady getting in her car, like thinking she's just gonna pull over some more, and she runs like past like on the left lane, like through 2 like stop signs and stuff like that.
Oh no!
And I'm just like trying to see the license plate, but like I couldn't see one. I'm like, Denny, like you won't believe it, like this lady just ran. And I'm like I'm gonna call the cops back. I'm like, yeah, we just like did this. It ended up being like a hit and run, and like. Apparently, when he was there, like the lady didn't have a license plate, didn't have a license.
Oh god!
So she probably ran because she knew that she was gonna get like.
Yeah, we both agreed that was probably the best bet for her to run, actually. But
yeah, no, like I've had that happen before, where like a guy, like when I was young, I was 16, somebody hit me and was trying to like make me not call the cops because he didn't have insurance or anything.
Yeah,
Ooh.
So I mean, it happens. I mean, you get those stories, but the like. Like even for her, like her adrenaline must have been like running, but at least she has a car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they probably would have towed it, or she might have gotten arrested for something or whatever. It was just like the side view mirror, but it was a pretty crazy like thing like to walk upon and then like just see like her like take off and stuff. She was like out of there and stuff. Movie. For real. I was like, wow, that's incredible. So essentially, I just wanted to shout out to Denny and stuff.
Whoa, Denny! What a day for you, bud.
Yeah. if you guys see a black Dodge Durango with no license plate running around Atlanta, let us know.
Okay.
She gave like a fake
on the
name and
case.
address. She's like, yeah, I live at Boulevard Street Place. So,
What?
yeah, something like that. So,
You're like, what number, ma'am? Oh, I gotta go.
yeah, give us my number. Bye-bye. So those are our shout outs. Well, Courtney, it was kind of cool because it was like last minute to get you here on the
thanks for
show
being
and
an
stuff.
impromptu
Yeah, shout out to
guest,
you.
guys.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
So
Shout out to you guys. I wanted to do that after the last time I came on, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't do it again.
it's all good, but
So-
we'll accept it. Better late than
Shucks.
never, you know?
I love you guys.
No, we love you
Wow.
too. It's really cool because like you were like
You
texted us.
seamlessly blend in.
Right. I was like, Court, you want to come like pod with us? You're like, hell yeah, let's go. So I always appreciate that. Like you're always welcome to come here whenever you're in town. So next week we got episode 73. Make sure you lock in. I'll be coming back from Denver and stuff. So
I'll
probably
be here. I get 2 weekends here before I'm back out of
gone
town.
again. Yeah, I'm trying not to plan too much stuff. I think I got
these
one
are
more
the
wedding.
ones that have been
Y'all,
already
we still have
planned, yeah.
holidays coming up too.
Yeah, I
It's gonna be
know.
insane.
I think that's what I'm going to leave the
crying.
rest of my traveling
I'm
for.
crying.
I'm just going to be like, guys, I'm spending the holidays with myself this year.
So Jared and I have done that, not this year probably, but especially while we were living up here in Atlanta, we would skip either Christmas or Thanksgiving every year. And we'd go and do our own thing. We'd stay at home. We stayed in Blue Ridge a couple of years in a row. Like we
That's
just
nice.
skip one of the holidays.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think
so
I would
wonderful.
like enjoy it until like everybody else is like in the social media and everyone's with family,
FOMO.
and then I'd be like, fuck. I'm lonely. I'm lonely. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I always say I don't want to go, but like I love seeing my family. So, regardless, guys, make sure you catch us next week. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, like we said earlier.
Yeah, check our Tipsy Talk. Sorry I didn't do it on Tuesday, but like your girl has other things.
Yeah, sometimes it might be like that.
Sometimes it's hard.
It was one of those days where I couldn't even pick up for
Yeah.
it. So, regardless, though, follow us. Make sure you're subscribing. Telling a friend. We appreciate all the love. I got to get more stickers. We literally have gotten rid of all our stickers.
Yeah, I have
That's
a
so
little, I have a
amazing.
tiny stack left.
Yeah,
That's
I got
it.
me too. I got like my wallet. That's it. So we're getting more stickers. We love you guys. We'll see you next week for another crazy week of Bachelor in Paradise and whatever the world is giving us. So without further ado, this is the end of the show. I love you.
There's so
this
many
is
further
future.
ados.
This is Future Bachelor. My name is Sai.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Courtney.
Hey, Courtney, thank you for being here. I love you. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Deuces.
Bye.
Future Bachelor Podcast.